saying, look, there's billions of years and of evolution, billions and billions of planets, right? And there's this one tiny window when humans can exist without, like, mastodons killing us and like getting gutted by like a pitchfork.
Right.
And we live in that sort of one window. And not only did we live in that window, we live in the Gen X window, which was like no war, economic prosperity. You could travel. There's luxury. There's Japanese toilets.
AIDS. I always say the 90s.
Right.
Between AIDS and terrorism.
Right.
Like AIDS, and not AIDS is still around, but like when it became not the terror it was in the 90s, and terrorism was something that was still done. It was still being done in movies.
Yeah, and no big war, and so lots of freedom,
Clinton
luxury, travel, seeing the world, great food, foodieism, hipsterism. And now, like, if you look at the environment, you look at AI, going to be a huge disruptor. You look up and you say there's a good possibility that Gen X might have been the greatest single generation to live in history, luckiest in history. And I'm like, you know what? We should be happy every.
And also I always say that I called Gen X the last sane generation because they were the last free range generation. I mean, I don't know.
100%.
I don't know if you ever read Bret Easton Ellis's book, the last one. It's not a fiction. It's that he wrote a novel that he wrote a novel since, but this one was about 5 years ago. We had him on the show. Not a good talk show guest, but a great writer.
Yeah, great writer.
And he wrote, I think it's called White.
Right. I'm going to read it.
And it's a lot about being a free range kid in the 70s.
Yes.
And
go.
Yeah, and of course, as a boomer, that was not even discussed. Of course, you were free range.
Yeah, go. Go play in the crick.
I mean, it was actually the reverse was horrible. If you were somehow needed your parents to shepherd you to places.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm not a chauffeur.
Yeah. Life was Stand By Me. You went out, there were dead kids, there were leeches, there were fucking trains, there was, and then you come back going, Mom, I lived! And you just shut up, eat your TV dinner, and go to bed.
And it was fun.
So fun.
So fun.
And
look, made us better.
Well, look, I don't know what the fuck happened, and a lot of people have written a lot of shit about this, but we went from literally having no parental supervision to being like, I guess we're known as like the most supervised, I guess, because we didn't have any and we're like, there but for the grace of God go I didn't die, so now we're overly suffocating or something. I don't know, but like, why are our kids so parented and we kind of weren't parented? You know what I mean? I don't understand that.
Well, we weren't over-parented. I was definitely parented. I think they struck basically the right balance. Now, were they a little
hands off,
light on, well, like, I remember when I went through puberty, basically, and into like having my first girlfriend. I mean, there was so little discussion of it in the house before, so little of making me feel comfortable with it. My father and I had one,
birds and bees
discussion, yes, and I remember he opened it with, your mother thinks I should have this talk with you. Right away, the disclaimer. Like I'm distancing myself from this already. Not my idea.
I have to do it.
And but mother thinks we should have a discussion about sex. And I said, what is it you want to know, Dad? No, I didn't say that because I certainly didn't know much either.
Right.
We were very innocent in that era, but it was about 3 minutes of the most excruciatingly awkward, embarrassing, and then we both were like, okay, we did it. We filled the quota barely, but we had some sort of thing where the penis goes in the vagina, and let's just keep painting the deck, because we were like painting the deck. Hey everyone, I'm on Substack now. Check it out and subscribe now at billmaher.substack.com. What could be simpler than that? My name, then .substack.com.